You're looking to hit your irons longer, hit your irons straighter, but more importantly, hit your driver further, then this is a video for you. Guys, welcome back to Get Good at Golf, and if you're looking to improve your golf, make sure you smash that subscribe button and help us get to 50,000. But today, guys, we're looking at how you can hit all of your clubs from this 8-iron all the way up to a driver a little bit further, but also straighter. We all want to hit the ball further, but how many times we get asked, what is the difference between this club right here and a driver? Well, there's a few things that we need to go through, a few basics to help you get the correct strike, to be able to get that ball going down the middle and get it going further. So first of all, what we see from irons is very much, okay, I've got a mid iron, so my ball position has to be in the middle. My weight's 50-50, and we start to see people trying to do that right there. Hit the ball as high as possible, weight's back on the right foot, and you'll see there that my 8-iron has only gone 130 carry, 140, which for me is a little bit, well, is 30 yards down on where it should be. For you guys, that might be a good distance, but you've probably lost distance because of that motion, because we've tried to, as we see from probably 95% of golfers, you are trying to help that ball into the air. You get your setup basics correct, but from there, we are starting to return that club into this position here. All my weight is still on the right, my hips and chest are very square, and it has all been with my hands. We're adding loft, so we have turned this 8-iron right here into maybe a pitching wedge when it comes back into the golf ball. So you might start to see that you're hitting your 8-iron, your 7-iron, your 6-iron, your 9-iron very close. There's not much difference in between that. And if you've ever been for a lesson, you might work on your mid-irons, but start to see, oh, they're still going the same distance. Well, maybe if I buy some different irons, that might help me go further. No, we need to make sure we're getting things right at setup, making the right motion to get you hitting that ball a bit further.
Even if you are going to buy new irons, do this first and potentially save yourself some money, or get fitted into better ones, or get fitted into
the correct
ones. Yeah.
And this is it. So obviously if you start to do this, you might start to learn that, right, you might need a different flex in your shaft. You might need to go, okay, from stiff to regular or regular to stiff, because that could be costing you distance. You might go from something just like this, an MB iron, which again, not many of you may have, but you might go into, let's say, a hollow bodied club, a game improvement club, but that still might not be right. You have to make sure we get these setup things right and your basics to then be able to get the right clubs for you to get those scores down next season. So nice and easy. When I'm in this setup here, I want to think, right, how can I practice this? Because I see a lot of people go to the driving range, get on to the mat, and from here, right, how do I know if I'm actually doing everything right? How do I know my ball position is consistent? Well, what we need to do is get some alignment sticks, or if you don't have alignment sticks, like for some unknown reason we don't in the studio here,
just choose one of the most expensive shafts on the market, because why not?
We have 2 shafts, so we're going to use these as you would for an alignment stick. First of all, we want you to pick your target, so pick something at a distance out there, something that you can relate what your ball flight is doing, and then set this up nice and simple. So 2 clubs down on the ground, and now we can start to see, right, am I getting the same distance away from the ball? So again, we can start to see, right, every single time, are both feet the same distance? We can move this further towards our feet if alignment is something.
And that's really interesting, because if that's incorrect, and I'm shocking for this, the reason why I'm butting in again, I really apologise, is that if you don't do this, it's so easy to slip out of it.
Yeah, so a lot of times James at the moment, he's very much getting in a position just like this. So his shoulders are nice and square, but his feet quickly go there. And with those alignment sticks down there, it would be nice and obvious for James. So when James goes, he gets his alignment sticks out, he can work on that, because this can throw it out. This can make a big difference in where that club works to start with. Again, if I'm here now and I'm nice and square, that club will start to work back in a neutral position. So obviously when we've got that, what we also want to do with an iron is I like to see that you have a little bit of weight further forward. So we're going to be 55% on our left, or 60%. And what we also want to see, using that alignment stick in the middle of your feet, is we see that the butt end of the club is actually ahead of that shaft on the ground. So I would have a nice picture there as I can see that shaft down there. I don't want to see that we are covering that shaft, because that shaft is very neutral. The reason being is when we make a motion, what I start to see is if you have to get your hands forward, you'll start to drag those hands, and then look what happens to the club face. Not only do you open the club face up, but you also bring a certain part of the golf club in towards the golf ball that you don't want to hit. So getting that set up right, getting these alignment sticks down, is giving you good feedback. So straight away on the driving range, you can make sure we're actually improving instead of just whacking 100 balls like mid-handicap Dave. He likes to get there.
He pays for 100.
He pays for 100. He's fatigued by the end.
Get a discount.
Yeah, he's a Yorkshireman, he must do. So get these down and start to improve your practice. You'll then need less golf balls, so you can obviously improve a lot quicker if we just get these basics right. Then from there, we know that, right, I've got my setup right, I've got my ball position correct. I now know that the butt end of the club is ahead of that shaft on the ground, and if I now make the same kind of swing, we can start to see I'm through onto my left-hand side, and we've now gone from 130 up to 150 carry and up to that 160 number that I play with my 8-iron. You can see I'm into a nice finish position there, all transferred onto this left-hand side. And you can imagine down here you're drawing boxes, so you're thinking, right, I've got to go from the right box onto that left box into my finish. I've then transferred my weight. I'm then going to be able to get that forward shaft lean, and you will see in the end position there, I'm pressuring that golf ball and it's gone further. So straight away there, same swing, I've moved my weight better, I've got my basics better, and I've hit that club 20 yards further. But now, let's talk about what we need to change when it comes to driver.
Can we talk about the difference in peak height on those two shots?
We certainly can. So again, peak height, even though I've got more speed in there, I've got that forward shaft lean, so you can see straight away that's come out lower. It's still going a good height. We're going to still get a good landing angle on that, which is going to get that ball to stop on the green, but you'll see it's now a penetrating ball flight instead of going extremely high and coming up short.
And what should be the highest club in your bag iron-wise?
Well, that's the big thing. Everybody will be behind that screen thinking the pitching wedge should go the highest, but all your clubs should have the same peak height. So your 4-iron should go as high as your pitching wedge. It's just because it's a shorter shot, it doesn't always look like that. So think about those flights, guys. Obviously, the percentage for golfers is to come up short. So if we look at any kind of RCOS data, if we look at any kind of shot scope data, any kind of data from any tours, your amateurs often come up short. We rarely see you go long, even left to right. It's mainly that you come up short because here you're helping that golf ball into the air. You're not getting the distance, you're not getting the penetrating fly, so it doesn't go as far. But let's just show you those quick things with the driver. So now in with this club right here, what do we change? So this is the big thing. Am I swinging the same? Am I doing anything different? Well, we know ball position changes. We know obviously weight shift is going to slightly change as well. And that's going to give us different characteristics. We're not trying to hit down into the golf ball now. We are now trying to hit up. So straight away, I haven't changed this setup. I've got that alignment stick in line with the ball here nicely, and we can see that my left heel is on that, ball position is forwards, and this club, again, the butt end is just ahead of my zipper. From here, obviously what we do see with the driver is I am now angled a little bit back. Again, a coat this time of the year, it has snowed outside, so this is why I need this today, is angled back. So we can,
every day of your life.
That's very true. This is angled back. So this is going to help us again get a shallower angle of attack. We're going to keep this sternum behind that golf ball, which is going to encourage us to rotate and hit up there. So straight away, swing-wise, what are we changing? Am I changing the release? No. The swing is still going to be the same. I'm still wanting to make sure that I get my weight over onto this right-hand side. I'm still going to want to transfer that weight, but now the ball position and my sternum is going to change how we get this ball into the air. So a normal swing here, exactly the same. And you'll see that I can launch that nice and high. That is a solid ball flight right there. And you'll see all I've done is I've swung exactly the same. I've changed a few basic things at setup. I've moved that ball position, my sternum stays behind. And guys, if we can do that, we can help you get good at golf. That is the difference between an iron and a driver. Give that a go. Give this channel a subscribe, and we'll see you later in the week.